note. Now, it's recently emerged that in the years before he launched his political career and became Labour Party leader, Keir Starmer secured the release on a legal technicality of an arsonist who had terrorised a family after the Home Office had tried to keep him in jail. The revelations are only the latest in a long line of controversies that many fear would lead to a fiercely fought general election campaign next year that heavily relies on dirty tricks by both sides. So joining me now is barrister and writer Stephen Barrett, who's always a pleasure to have on the show. Stephen, thank you for joining us. So we predicted on Monday on this very programme that the next general election will be the dirtiest perhaps of all time, maybe not quite as dirty as we're seeing in America at the moment, but revelations being dragged out about Keir Starmer's past as the Director of Public Prosecutions when it's been pointed out he's defended 84 cases of a very unsavoury nature, 84 hardened criminals, terror suspects and even police killers. The big question, Stephen, is will all of this become an electoral issue? Is it something worth talking about, or is this simply a part of a lawyer's career?
Well, I mean, one of the things to remember is that criminal law is vile. And I'm not a criminal lawyer because criminal law is vile. I mean, I also like the type of law I do, and it has proportionately more law to do, which, you know, for somebody who likes law, keeps you entertained. But criminal law is fundamentally vile. And Keir Starmer was an ambitious man who wanted to succeed. So he went into murder, rape, and terrorism things. So he's going to have represented awful people. There's no way around that at all. And he's getting criticism now for the defence work he did. He'll probably, if these dirty tricks carry on, get criticism for the prosecutions he did. Some of them, you know, like prosecuting the tweeter about the joke tweet about the airport. But perhaps that, you know, there's grounds in that. But what has happened fundamentally is that we've moved away from the idea that barristers are totally independent, impartial professionals. And some fellow barristers, I mean, that's how I like to present to the public. That's what I think I'm doing. When I come on, I don't bring my whole self on your television show at all. I only bring Barrister Stephen, and everybody else has to wait outside the door. But we have seen the rise of the politically active barrister, and that is causing things to fray at the edge. In the old days, this is very simple. You just say this is his job. This was the cab rank rule. You know, there is absolutely no way he can be judged on these things. And I hope and trust that is still true, although bizarrely enough, that's probably a political position. But what are we doing? Are we all going to go back to being independent professionals who thus can hide behind a shield of impartiality? Because impartiality protects us, Martin. And you know, the BBC would be an awful lot safer if it had retained impartiality. The civil service would be an awful lot safer if it had retained impartiality. I'd like to reassure your viewers that there are impartial barristers, that we exist. We are the absolute majority of barristers by a very long way. If they have doubts about any individual, well, that might be a matter for them to pursue in a different way. But no, Keir Starmer behaved as a professional in a field full of awful human beings. Now, I probably represented people your TV audience might not like. I certainly have, but I don't get the same stick in the same way because I'm not trying to get them off prison. You know, that's not what I'm doing.
OK, Stephen Barrett, we have to leave it there. We have such a busy show. Thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure. And Labour have replied by saying these are simply desperate attacks from a Tory party that has given up running on the country. OK, you're watching